Hey friends, welcome to my channel Photographic Memory. Today's video is about connectors in fixed partial denture. So what is a connector? Connector is basically that portion of the fixed partial denture that unites with the retainers and the pontic. So in this diagram we can see this one is the pontic and these two are the retainers, and this whole unit is connected by these two connectors. So what are the types of connectors? Now connectors can be further divided into rigid connectors and non-rigid connectors. In rigid connectors we have cast connectors, soldered connectors and loop connectors, whereas in non-rigid connectors we have tenon Mortise connector, split pontic connector and cross pin and wing connector. So let's start with rigid connectors first. So a basic structure of bridge type of fixed partial denture is like this, and these units, multi-unit fixed partial denture, are either soldered or casted as a whole unit. So if it is casted as a whole unit, it is called as a cast connector, and if it is soldered, it means that these units are fabricated separately and then they are soldered after fabrication. Then we have the loop connectors. Loop connectors are mostly seen in diastema patients. Okay, so as you can see in this diagram, there is diastema present in the middle. These two are the centrals. This is the palatal aspect which we are seeing. This is the loop connector which is connecting the pontic and the retainer. These loop connectors are present in spring cantilever and cantilever FPDs. So these are the three types of rigid connector. Now what are the characteristics and what is basically rigid connector? Let's go to it. So rigid connector is it doesn't allow any movement of the pontic and the retainers. It is used when entire load of the pontic is to be transferred directly to the abutments. Secondly, this is directly casted as a multi-unit fixed partial denture. All different units are soldered together, as I told you previously. So the characteristics of rigid connectors are as follows. So this connector is buccolingually elliptical. Mesiodistally, it should have a smooth transition from the components of FPD. Then it should be large enough to prevent any distortion in the unit, and it should be small enough that it should be effective for plaque control and oral hygiene maintenance. Then if it is an anterior fixed partial denture, then the connectors are placed on the lingual aspect or in the lingual embrasure. Then the next point is tissue cleaning. For tissue cleaning, the facial lingual surface is curved for sufficient cleaning of the fixed partial denture. After rigid connectors, we come to non-rigid connectors. Now in non-rigid connectors, we have three types as I told you earlier. It is tenon Mortise connector, split pontic connector and cross pin and wing connectors. So when do we use non-rigid type of connectors is when single path of insertion cannot be achieved in the fixed partial denture due to non-parallel abutments. So these abutments, the long axis may be non-parallel to each other. Secondly, it is also used in pier abutment cases. And third is if the abutments are periodontally weak. Okay. So non-rigid connectors provide limited movement and a little amount of flexibility here and there. So first one is the tenon Mortise connector. So this is a 3-unit FPD component, and it consists of a male component and a female component. Now the male component is the tenon and the Mortise is the female component. First, female component is fabricated and then cemented first, and after cementation of the female component, that is the Mortise, we cement the second component, which is the distal segment or the tenon component or the male component. So this female component is fabricated free-handedly in the wax pattern itself or with milling machine. Secondly, this male component is fabricated on autopolymerizing resin and it is attached to the pontic. This is the distal unit. Okay. This Tennant-Mortiz connector is usually seen in pier abutment cases. Okay, then we come to the split pontic connector. So in split pontic connector, we have key and keyway. So this mesial segment consists of the key and this distal segment consists of the keyway. So as I told you earlier, in most of the cases, the mesial component is cemented first and the distal component is cemented after cementation of the mesial component. So even the split pontic connector is used in cases of pier abutment. So this is the key and this is the keyway. It's just like in lock and key system. Then we have the crosspin and wing connectors, which are similar to split pontic connectors and are used for tilted abutment cases, and the wing is attached to the distal retainer. As you can see in this diagram, this wing is attached to the distal segment. Okay, this is an exception of crosspin and wing connectors, that the distal segment is cemented first to the abutment, whereas the mesial segment is cemented secondly. Whereas in other two cases, that is the Tennant-Mortiz connector and the split pontic connector, we cement the mesial segment first. Also, you can see over here that there is a hole in the wing and in the pontic. Now this hole is made with the help of a 0.7 mm diameter pin, which is a rigid pin, which is driven through the pontic as well as the wing, and a hole is created. And after that, we secure the pontic and the wing with the help of a screw. So this is the mesial component, which is cemented secondly, whereas this is the distal component, which is cemented first. Now make a note of it, guys. This wing, which you can see, is fabricated such that it aligns with the long axis of the mesial segment. Okay, this is an important point in crosspin connectors. This was all about connectors in fixed partial denture. Put in the comment section below what all videos you want to watch and on what topics. I'm open with all suggestions. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel Photographic Memory. I'll come up with more videos. Till then, take care.